said it, can ya? Help me! I said it, can ya?
I get that the commentary is supposed to be funny, but I actually think this is stupid. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's stupid. Welcome back to Spiritual Ish. I'm the Prophet. He's your number one place for all things prophetic and church as it relates to Christ, culture, commentary, conversation, and controversy. So let's get into this. So this is a skit of Druski, which I do like some of his commentary. I'm not a follower really of his brand like that. I think some of his stuff is funny, but for the most part it's corny, in my opinion. However, and this is not to make a moment like, oh, this is sensitive because it's church material. I think it's just the agenda that is always pushed when it comes to church commentary is this stupidity right here. I have been in church 34 years of my life, 33, 32 technically, years of my life, and I have never seen the stupidity that y'all display consistently about church. Yes, are there some pastors who are money hungry? Yes. Yes, are there some foolishness in the church? Yes. Yes, is there like propaganda for like niggas who just after your wallet? Yes, I get all of that. But to make this like a global, like wide stand representation of the church is absolutely stupid. And then I see people in the comments like, "Oh, this is why I don't go to church." Y'all don't go to church because y'all don't want to go to church. That's the long and the short of it. And yes, we have people who written in on cars. We have pastors who coming in, on strings like this. I've seen plays where they're like, where they're supposed to be like reenacting the resurrection of Jesus Christ and all that stuff, and they come in like this. I think that is just a bad representation, because one, y'all always want something dumb to say about the church. That's number one. Number two, I think it just gives an excuse for people to be disrespectful to the church as a. Now, mind you, you have to take for instance that the church is, especially the black church, is the main institution of the black community that holds down the black community, that provides for the black community, that provides aid to the black community. So stop the cap. And 90% of the pastors that I know do not drive Rolls Royces, are not mean-spirited, are not nasty to their people. Y'all literally just find stuff that's online about spirituality, and then you follow it, and then you try to make that a representation of what the black church is. It does take money to run the church. Yes, there are churches who operate out of this agenda, so to speak. But to make it like it's a widespread thing, I think it's disrespectful, and I think it's tacky. And I've never seen some people who are more part of an organization or organism that really don't like it. If you don't like the church, why are you a part of it? I'm not understanding. And then apparently, I don't know, I can't say that, a pastor let him use their church to do this because this could just be a studio. But I guess for the right amount of money, child, people will do anything, which is a contradiction to you making this post or making this video because you found a place that actually let you do it for the right amount of money and exposure. I just don't understand it. I just, this constant rhetoric about the church being abusive, about the church being neglectful, about pastors just living high off the hog. Like, I mean, what do y'all want people to do? Because the reality is you're not following a pastor who looks poor or broke down. You're just not. And again, I get the rhetoric, I get, the points that are trying to be made here, but I just don't agree with it. I think posts like this they do more damage than they do good, especially when it comes to spirituality. But again, we have created room in the black church for stupidity like this. There are some of us who do act like this. There are some of us who are money hungry. There are some of us who really don't care about people. And then like that ending part, which I'm going to add in here, where the guy's like, I want you to pray for my wife or whatever. He's like, did you give your tithe and offering? And then he like cusses at him and tells him to get away from his car. Like, I've never seen a pastor act like that ever in my life. And then when y'all come on here with these posts like, this church mistreated me, or this, that, and the third. And then we start doing research, and we find out that you came into church being nasty and rude to people and entitled, because people don't have to do anything for you, whether it's a church or not. People don't have to do anything. If they decide to do something out of the kindness of their heart, they can, but they don't have to. But I think that the biggest issue is that we've created this narrative that the church is supposed to be broke down and that the church is a hospital. Nowhere in the scripture does the Bible tell us that the church is a hospital. The altar is for broken people, but the function of the church are for people who are whole. That's the difference. The Bible says, come as you are. No, it does not say that. God says, come as you are. No, he never said that. We make up all of these things, and then we get butthurt because we come into these spaces with expectations that grandma and them said out there on the street that was never implemented in the scriptures. But again, this is a representation that we most likely like to follow because it fits the narrative and it debunks the reality that actually there are more churches doing good than there are bad. I mean, if y'all enjoy the skit, enjoy it. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was pointless. And it does more harm than it does good because it's pushing that narrative, especially about the black church. But you know what baffles me about this? Is that we never see skits about white pastors. We never see skits about Latino pastors. We never see skits about any other group but the black church. And let me tell you something. The white church, the evangelicals, baby, those are the ones with the money. So let me know. Do you think was this too far? You think this was just this rhetoric was harmful? Do you think it's just a skit? It's just supposed to be funny and maybe it's just lighthearted? What do you think? Let me know. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. All right? Peace.
I need you to pray for my wife. Hey, come on, man. Hey, get your hands off my car. You gave tithes and offering? No. Back the fuck up, man. What's wrong with you, man?